Well, here you go. Y'all been passing all these laws, for every gender type, and make everything legal. There's no Bibles. There's no Bible involved with us anymore in this society. One nation under God. That's a farce. Because we allow everything now. So now your little kids, they've been coming after your little kids. All these transgenders in the schools, teaching your kids. Now they're passing these laws, to normalize sex with minors. This is crazy. They just did a whole big documentary about R. Kelly. They did this big thing about R. Kelly. Michael Jackson, they drug him through the dirt. But now here it is, UN is involved. They got the UN involved with this. See, this is crazy. New UN-backed legal recommendations normalize sex with minors. A shocking report issued by international legal experts with the backing of the United Nations appears to open the floodgates to normalize sex with minors. Sexual conduct involving persons below domestically prescribed minimum age of consent to sex may be consensual in fact. If not in law, the Geneva-based International Commission of Jurists wrote in March, with an assist from UNAIDS and the Office of United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights. It does not actively call for decriminalizing sex between adults and minors, but it states that children have both the capacity and the legal right to make sexual decisions. See, this is all started from, allowing 10-year-old kids to decide whether or not they want to have their genitalia removed. You got to be 21 years old to drink at a bar, but a 10-year-old can decide whether or not he wants to be a she. And then later on in life, when he turns 18 years old, he figures out that, I made a mistake. Why did you allow this? See, this is the world we live in now. This is the world we live in. This is Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. This is Psalms 94, verse 20. Because they come up with these laws. And, everything goes against the Bible. And you can't even speak out against it. Because if you do, they can lock you up. The child pedophiles and the LGBTQ community have more rights than you do. This is Psalm 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? See, the United States, that's the throne of iniquity, because they're the head of the UN. They going to Africa and all these other countries, enforcing, pushing these agendas on these nations. And they're going to put sanctions on you if you don't accept the mark. That's Revelations all day. If you don't accept LGBTQ in your country, we won't allow you to buy and sell. We won't allow you to trade with other countries. We're going to put sanctions on you. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? This is mischief. That's what this is. Saying that you can have sex with minors and there's no age stipulation. So it could be a 9-year-old, 10-year-old, and they're tying the parents' hands. So if the parent have a problem with it, you can't call the law, You can't call the laws anymore because it's legal. Whatever demons you face and you had some type of restraint, you no longer have to restrain yourself. Because that's what this is. To get the kingdom, you have to restrain yourself. You have to battle your sin. But this right here says there's no sin involved, so you don't have to battle those feelings and emotions that you deal with daily anymore. You could just be free to indulge in your sins now. Isn't that what they've been saying in the Christian church? Come as you are. That's what this is. Come as you are. Indulge in your sins. Do as thou wilt. Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. Shalom.